Speedball Mike Bailey here to welcome you to WrestleCast Radio.
Hey, this is Joe Doring. I'm here at world-famous Corkin Hall.
What's going on? It's Sammy Guevara, the best ever.
Hi, everyone. This is William Hung from American Idol, and you're listening to the WrestleCast Radio.
Hello there, this is the aerial assassin Will Ospreay, coming from you live from the Tokyo Dome in Japan, and you are listening to WrestleCast Radio.
Digital media champion Joe Hendry here.
Hey, what's up, guys, from WrestleCast Radio? This is Humberto Carrillo.
This is Flip Gordon.
Hey, hello to all my friends of WrestleCast Radio.
This is Austin Theory, and you're listening to WrestleCast Radio all day.
Greetings and salutations to all the listeners of WrestleCast Radio. This is the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels.
What's going on? This is the man of the hour, Leo Rush. And you are officially listening to WrestleCast Radio.
With your boy, Tuco Scorpio. Getting ready to open up this show live, right here on the WrestleCast Radio.
What's good? It's your boy, the coach from the WWE. There's a lot of wrestling shows out there. There's a lot of talking heads out there. But nobody says more with less than WrestleCast Radio. You may not always agree with what they say. You might not always agree with what they do. But the one thing you will do is listen. WrestleCast Radio is on the air.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome as we have returned with the final grand stage of number 2. I don't know why I said final, but number 250, Alex. Episode 250 is finally here.
Well, it is the final one of the 249 and below of our episode catalog. Do we have more episodes, do you think? Like, not counting all the side projects and all that, but didn't we, like, lose count after we, like, switched, like, in 2018 or something like that?
I think we have to have more for the sake of, we used to spend half of Sportscast doing the WrestleCast portion.
Well, that's true, but...
Which could have been its own show.
Yeah, and the Sportscast was probably well over 100, even when I didn't do it for a while.
Mm-hmm.
When I moved out here, and
easily
the round table,
because we did that for like we probably did Sportscast for till like 2022 regularly, so 7 years. I bet.
Because we started that in what, 20? It was before I moved there. Because I remember I would drive to your house on like Mondays from Apple Valley to Maplewood on like Sunday nights from like 7 to 10.
Yep,
and just record.
The first ever Sportscast Radio was the 11th year anniversary last Sunday. It was Sunday, February 15th of 2015. It was the day after.
No.
It was the day after the Zach Levine, Aaron Gordon dunk contest. I watched it with Jen at Hooters when we stayed at the mall when Jordan got us that room. And I was so enthralled watching that dunk contest. And she's like, I've never seen you so like into something. I was like, I want to tell people about this. And then she's like, do that radio thing you wanted to. And then that's how it started. And then there 2 shows later is when Tommy Wita came on. And then 2 shows after that was WrestleMania. And that's when we all piled in that room and you guys were like, can we do this with you? And
it was like, only a few episodes after that, huh? Because that was the breathing episode.
Yeah.
I think you called the pilot.
Yeah, the sniffles.
The sniffles, there you go.
Yeah. And yeah, it's probably 7 shows later was the first time you and Kyle and Demetrius did it because we went in that little room and closed the door.
Tiny room and watched, what was that, WrestleMania 34?
Yep, and then we all were...
33, yeah.
And then we talked about it.
Yeah.
And then,
God, that was such a tiny room for all those big-ass dudes.
And
me and Kyle.
And then I think probably about May...
was there.
He might have been, yeah. He might have been there, unless he would, the crazy one was the next year.
Yeah, yeah.
But like I think because then about May is when when I started getting serious and buying that equipment, and then I think that's remember we'd write up like I'd print a script.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Man.
No, but that spun off to WrestleCast, and then Pop Culturist, and then the Standing 8 Counts.
Yep, it's Standing 8 Count, and for a minute too,
the Big Brother Watch Along.
the 2 mighty episodes of that. Well, and then there was I think before we fully started WrestleCast, thinking about it, me, Kyle, TJ, and Demetrius did Podman of the Square. Yeah, Podman of the Squared Circle. Yep.
That's right. Yep.
And then something
happened.
happened
I moved out here when radio's silent for like 8 months.
Yeah, something. And then when you came back is when TJ stopped coming, and then we decided to like, hey, let's do wrestling, and then we did it every Monday at like 6:00.
No.
Because it'd be 8:00 and
schedule.
Jen would be like, it's tacos, what are we doing? And
Tacos, yeah.
That's a good Acapulco.
Yeah.
And now we're here 11 years
now
later.
You have a 10-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
We'll
know.
be 11 this year. So I guess you guys can thank Blog Talk Radio and Strong Style Media. But you interviewed MJF. We went to all in. Like, that's braggadocious as fuck. And we had listeners in LA that were like, look, we listened to you as we were waiting for the Cody Rhodes and Nick Aldis weigh in that really tiny room.
It was it's funny too, looking back at the thumbnail for the interview, because it's on the Red Circle page.
Nice.
And they might have uploaded the picture on Apple or Amazon or Spotify or whatever too. But it's you got to figure it's me and MJF 7 or 8 years ago. Like
8 years ago, yeah.
He looks like a child. And I have like no facial hair hardly in it. Like it's a weird looking photo. I was like, God damn.
Oh man, that was crazy. But yeah, that's a little brief history of the Strong Style Media WrestleCast Radio. It's been a crazy couple of weeks. I lost a tooth, even though it was a 20-year gimmick that was supposed to be taken off 19 years ago. But hey, 20 plus years, went strong, finally fell off. Went to go get it replaced last week after I was getting a real veneer or porcelain, whatever, right, Ryan? Mm-hmm. And then I go in to get it fixed last week, and they're like, we don't like this sample. They shaded it too yellow. And I'm like, what? And they're like, we want to make it whiter. We don't want you to have like one yellow ass tooth. I was like, yeah, but I'm sure my other teeth will eventually get yellow as I get older. Like, blah, blah, blah. But they were very cool. They were very nice. But I got to go back Wednesday. But now my tooth is loose, as it was last time. The day before I was supposed to get it replaced, just entirely fell off while I was driving. I was like, my tooth just fell out again. But it's on that cusp. And then we had a friend have a pretty hard day, and so we were just chatting before we were going to do a show, and we decided to what'd you guys do, unpack cards or watch the Stone Age or stuff like that?
We played Magic the Gathering and then Mortal Kombat.
There you go. So
very dork-filled evening.
I was sick, you were sick, we're all sick, and now we have winter storms, but we are finally here. We are finally back a lot since episode 249. Not entirely a month, but, still a couple of weeks out. We had a Royal Rumble. We had some Wrestling Observer Awards and people going apeshit. We had some excellent Stardom matches. Oh, God, yeah. We've had incredible AEW television, which we'll do a little quick recap. Some excellent Dragongate to start the year. Yes, we have been watching some hardcore Dragongate, but New Japan, we will start things off with, Ryan, as they are having a little bit of a renaissance, a rebirth, or dare I say a new beginning after a very successful Wrestle Kingdom 20, after selling out the Tokyo Dome, having a fantastic notebook main event with Kazuchika Okada and President Hiroshi Tanahashi in his final match. And it just seemed, we were talking about New Year's Dash, the last show, and just how, everything just seemed to be clicking into gear. These Road 2 shows, I believe you watched. I watched a few matches from them. And I know you really enjoyed the Young Lion Cup.
Yeah.
But as I stated, the New Beginning definitely feels fresh. But I want to say one match that will probably be my match of the year unless like the shit gets really crazy. We already know the main event of WrestleMania or Wrestle Kingdom 20, not WrestleMania, good God, will be on many top of the 2026. But one tag match that was on a Road 2 show, Ryan, Taichi, Big Tom, Tomohiro Ishii, part of, what are they, Team 150?
Yeah, 150
alongside,
kilos or something like that.
Took on the number one contendership for the IWGP Tag Team Championships against my boy. No, actually, it was your boy, the Shooter, Shota Umino, and the guy whose hair I pretty much have now, except it's not as cool, but I have like a Mexican mullet going on for some reason. But Yuya Yamura,
Heat Storm.
What do they call it? Like, Heat Storm, Fire and Ice. Like they're totally a WWE tag team name from the 80s, like I said last show. But they fucking put on a clinic. Taichi looked like he de-aged, even though he was the mentor of these men. And Big Tom Tomohiro Ishii just wanted to beat the shit, and he did beat the shit, and they all beat the shit out of each other, Ryan. Hard-hitting match. It told a fantastic story. The only thing I didn't know or really, I wouldn't say not enjoy, but the one thing that threw me off was Umino. As I stated, from New Year's Dash and Wrestle Kingdom, he and the tag league he is more suited as a tag team wrestler for now, even though he's in his 30s. Where I think he just has that groove where all the pressure is not on him, and I think he's a wonderful talent on the tag team. But there were some spots in the match where he seemed to be thrown a little off. I don't know if it was due to the physicality throughout the match that the veterans were doing. Because Taichi was hard-hitting, knee drops, and just like clotheslines and chops. Who had the bloody chest?
Ishii.
Yeah, I mean, it was just manhandling business.
Yuya Uemura is just like, yes, more. Just throwing his bombs with them. Like, he's smiling at Ishii as they're killing each other.
But to see this generation of the dads, like, going all in and having fun with this young, the young group, the now generation of New Japan, was just a delight. And, like you said, Yamura and Umino, they were not backing down. And it was just a fantastic match. Of course, the Youngins took the victory, as we will discuss what happened at New Beginning. But Ryan, what other matches from the Road 2 shows kind of stuck out to you?
I mean, obviously, I would say watch the entire New Japan Young Lion Cup, just because you get the Zane J turn where he joins United Empire, and then you get the send-offs for Murashima and Kato. So, that's all good. But, I mean, I kind of liked the six-man never tag. It was Goto, Yoshihashi, Bolt No Leg, beat Hartley Jackson, Ryohei Oiwa, and Zack Sabre Jr. Hartley Jackson, I've seen him before in All Japan and 0-1 and shit like that. And I'm glad he's getting this random opportunity, because I think people are starting to see that this dude actually can kind of work. Like, he's not just some goof. Like, he looks goofy, but he's not bad. And, I mean, I love Oiwa. I think he's great, and Zach's always great. So I thought that's really good. But, no, you need to – it's that tag match. I mean, this tag – when the match starts with Umino chopping Ishii, and he's just standing there looking at him in disgust and walking through him. And Umino's chopping him, only he's getting backed into the corner, and he's attacking. And then he realizes there's no more room to attack. And then Ishii just smokes him. And he chops him with his forearm in his throat. And I went, okay, well, Ishii's he's going for match of the night here. Instantly with that.
Oh, yeah.
And No, a good comparison, I think, going off of what you said with Umino, is, you know, sometimes it's you want everybody to be a home run. We all do. They tried it. You know, he got the super rub from Mox. You know, he main evented a Kingdom. Some guys just aren't meant to do that. And I'll give you two prime examples of if you take their singles career and compare them to their tag career, you're going to think they're two completely different wrestlers with how bad their singles career was. But look at Yoshihashi and Jey Uso.
Well, I mean, you could say Yoshihashi, 100%. You're correct. Uso,
they're one of the best tag teams I think of all time because of their longevity. Like that.
I mean, they're aren't they tag champs now? I forget who's the tag champ. Yeah.
But think about it. When both of those guys were singles, it was a drastic failure. But sometimes you just got to realize that people are just meant to be tag wrestlers, and you just got to keep them there. And maybe Shooter is just meant to be a tag guy. There's nothing wrong with it.
And I think he could have a hell of a career in that, you know, even if it's not with Yomura full time, because I think he's even destined.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. He's a more superior Sonata, just talent wise, charisma, and then just what he can do in the ring. I think he's just, you know, a few steps above Sonata, even in his prime, you know, that 2017, 2019 range, pre-winning that horrific championship year-long reign. But with Umino, man, like, yeah, he just, like, he's all in. Like, where you could see he was just so nervous on those singles runs. Like you said, he had that rub from Mox, which Mox did everything for years to try to get this guy over. Give him a fucking jacket, a motorcycle, America. Like, it was just like all this stuff, but he could just never come through. He gets a Wrestle Kingdom main event people largely forget, including myself. And then his dad, Red Shoes, you know, one of the respected, you know, officials and referees in that company, just in Bushi Road in general. Like you're saying, like, Ishii's just, you know, taking these chops, you know, like the Terminator or T-1000 and walking towards him. And it's like, is that a rib because of his dad, you know, in a way? But no, I think he can learn from this, and then maybe in a few years he'll finally have it click where, you know, maybe he surprises everyone in the cup. But, you know, I think this is his way to kind of reestablish, you know, maybe a trust into the singles division, you know, down the line.
And I think you nailed it too with Uemura and them thinking that, because, you know, go back to 2024 at Wrestle Kingdom 18, Uemura clean beat Yota Tsuji, who's now the ace. Yeah. So they obviously have plans for Uemura, you know, and he deadbolted him in the middle of the ring, and that match was great.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with being Bobby Eaton or Ricky Morton. I would kill to have had their wrestling careers, you know? And I think people need to realize, you know, it needs to be something that people need to be more accepting of and embracing, because if we could start getting guys that want to be tag wrestlers, we could really start fixing these tag divisions. Because right now, New Japan's tag division and AEW's tag division, ever since Knockout Bros and FTR kind of took the respective titles, these companies have been on fire with these tag teams, because they're going, okay, these guys don't have anything to do. So instead of just putting them in random contenders matches, let's just fucking do the All Japan thing and make them tag. Yeah. We don't have anything for Umino and Euromar. Let's put them together. We don't have anything for Drilla and Shingo. Let's put them together. We don't have anything for...
Talk about a dream tag team, though. I mean, something that just works. Like, you remember we were excited. We're like, how the fuck is this a tag team? We're like, doesn't make sense, but we'll see. They'll probably be done after this match. And they've just been such a consistency of strength, of presentation. Drilla claiming, you know, hey, I am New Japan. People thought he was going to leave.
Yeah, he resigned.
New Japan, since he was a free agent, he resigns. He's speaking Japanese. I'm like, this guy is, I get why he's staying. Just so many great formations that they make sense.
So and that's where I think it fits. You know, look at, you know, my exact point. Look what we saw at All In. We talk about it all the time. Will and Swerve. We don't have anything to do with them, so let's put them as a tag team.
Yeah.
It's just like doing that with Masao and Kobashi in All Japan. Like it's and you can give both guys rubs that way, and it keeps them both strong. So it's just smart booking, and both of these companies are
And you can
starting
do
to
short-term
do
storylines where it makes sense.
Yep.
You know, you could do a 2-month gimmick, and you're like, all right, that worked. You know, never again. Remember MJF and Jericho?
Yeah.
Was it tag team? Remember they had that match with the Bucks where you're just like, huh? Like it shouldn't have worked, especially after the whole musical number, which I loved and everyone else hated. But like, yeah, and then they went on to tag and just, I mean, I think Jericho, as great as he was, and you know, can be as a singles wrestler, look at the tag team formations he had. He was the one that was always trusted with, okay, this guy's not getting over, get him over.
Yep.
I.e. the Big Show,
Lance
you know,
King.
he's gotten them over. Yeah. So, I mean, it's some really cool, you know, stuff there, and that's just a credit to him. But I don't know. It's something, like you said, AEW, I think their tag women's division is very strong, but their men's, you know, they're building it up. You know, New Japan, as you were stating, Dragon Gate, you never really have to worry about.
Like that's the one where, like,
But-
if somebody goes, you didn't tell me there was anything good. Well, I shouldn't have to tell you that's like
and like All Japan is just so depleted where you're like, all right, we're gonna have like a 6-man tag league.
Hell yeah, hey man,
You know,
we get Odyssey Jones and Shotaro Ishino. Havoc.
Hell yeah.
Havoc. Or no, Odyssey.
no,
I think it was
it-
Odyssey and Zion.
Odyssey Jones, yeah. But like, why don't you? Because you're like, you got to watch this match. But my match of the year, you know, you were saying was the tag match for the New Beginning.
Well, and here's where it's
But I
perfect.
remember I was. Yeah.
Oh, I was just last thing for that point is, you know, these two guys got their title shot. They went through and they, you know, what happened. We'll get to it. But now, say if you wanted to have Yuya Uemura win the New Japan Cup, now you could take Shota Umino and say David Finlay, you decide to match the WWE offer. So apparently David Finlay has a contract on the table from WWE, and he told New Japan if they can come close to matching it, he would prefer to stay there, which I'm assuming, you know, most people think that just means he didn't get as much as he thought he was going to get.
Yeah.
So say New Japan.
Well, it's probably an NXT deal.
A lot of people think it's a deal like Sean Spears to be like a player coach, and he doesn't want to do that.
Interesting.
You know, where they want him to come in and then do little programs here and there and then train. And I think he thinks he's got more in the tank, which I think he's gotten better, so I don't disagree necessarily. But
well, it's interesting. The Ring of Honor YouTube channel put out Finlay and Jay White's on that Excursion Cup gimmick. So I thought that was a little telling with all the David Finlay news, but continue.
But, you know, say New Japan does, you know, say yes, because apparently New Japan greatly wants him back. So say they give him the money.
Yeah.
You could have Yuya Uemura go and win the New Japan Cup, and then you at Sakura Genesis you can redo Uemura and Tsuji, which would be huge because I think they're 1-1, and then you could take Umino and you bring Finlay back, and now Umino can tag with Finlay, and it still keeps Umino doing the exact same thing like you said as a tag team growing, and it gives Finlay something to do until you want to try to heat him up again in like the G1. It's so simple.
God,
It's so simple. You just roll them right into the roll.
Again, very awesome tag team guy, a leader of a faction. I thought he did really well with the War Dogs. You know, there wasn't too much dissension with that. I thought it works, and you know, him tag teaming, I think, is just something too fantastic idea. I would like to see how they cross that bridge, you know, for them to meet, if you know that's a possibility, but.
Yeah, that's how I'd go.
You go to that, but then you know, as I said, while watching Team 150 and what is it? Power and Fire, Power.
I tried
Fire and Strength.
I tried to find both of their tag names, and I can't find either tag team name, so I just
like Charlton said it, and I was like, oh my god, it's like. I was like, I swear it was a WWF 80s tag team name that they gave them.
Let me see if it's on
the Santana Strike. No, that was Strike Force. Anyways,
we're all the best. That's the Rougeaus.
But I just remember I was thinking, I was like, oh, this is probably my favorite tag match. Besides Bucks, Omega, and Hangman at Revolution 2020, and of course the one we witnessed in 2025 with the Bucks. We've seen so many great Bucks matches in person. And Swerve and Ospreay, as you stated earlier, where I was like, oh, this is probably my third favorite tag. Well, then you got to throw in the Briscoes, FTR, Ring of Honor. Probably the dog collar match, to be fair. But in my top 5 of all time, I'm like, holy shit, like this match just kills it. And then you're like, oh no, wait till the IWGP Tag Team Championship match.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that match. Fuck. I tell you what, man, I haven't been so quick to throw a 5 on a tag match since probably what we saw at All In and the Revolution tag. And there's one other one that I had said like a year ago that I compared to that Revolution one. I can't remember what it is.
Was it the Astronauts versus the Velocities?
Oh gosh. Oh God. You know, I was talking to Brian about this match. And we started going farther back. Like, okay, where does it compare to like FTR American Alpha 2 out of 3 Falls?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like FTR DIY. You know, and then we started just like thinking about that kind of stuff. Like, because this, and I don't know, and I'll say this too. I don't know if I love this match so much because I'm so invested in the Knockout Bros, because they're exactly what I felt like this company should be pushing and doing correctly. Just like with Yota Tsuji, just like with Callum Newman. It's like I said, Gorilla Maloney gets a victory on the show.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. It's almost like Tanahashi needed to take over and to establish how he wanted things. So he needed to just retire or take his year retirement and work every show to evaluate and assess how everybody is so he can have his vision
Great
in
point.
place.
I didn't even think about that because he literally wrestled everybody in 2025 on the roster and then on other rosters. But yeah, that's because him and Oscar, not Oscar, Ice had a match.
Yep.
So I mean, I'm sure this is where he's like, okay, this is the guy. Like he's not all the way there, but the character and the presentation is what will pull him, and just his charisma that he has.
This team is exactly what Umino Uemura could be, where Yuto Ice could get the New Japan Cup and you just cycle the next guy for Oscar.
Yeah.
Like, and it's nothing against Oscar, but he's not on the same level.
This was the liveliest I think I've ever seen him in a match.
Oh
yeah, because so what the tag divisions in these companies, as we stated with New Japan and AEW, is the storytelling within these matches that they are doing. And this told a beautiful story of just injury. We are just literally using our names as the Knockout Brothers to beat the shit out of these guys. But but they're just not anybody because Yuya Uemura will beat the shit out of you. And Oscar was selling his head, just getting just dropped on, early on in the match multiple times, beautifully. And then of course leg injuries. Of course the big move is the PK kick to the back, and then Oscar does the slam. But Oscar's like, oh, I'm hurt. I can't do it throughout the match. And you're just like, oh, how are they going to do this? People don't know. Like, they were just cheering for the match. It wasn't heel face. It wasn't, good versus evil. It was like, we are with this guy who says, we are New Japan, as Yuto Ice stated. Like, they were rooting for him to do the finish. And he's playing off his injury, very well. And then Umino, like I said, he's just in this match just getting walloped and kind of thrown off a little bit too. But with Yuto Ice, like I don't know, like he's like a wrestler where they have to find better camera angles at some of the spots because you can see clearly when he whiffs, and that's fine. Like it's professional wrestling, but
and he'll get there with it too.
Yeah, and I get it. Like he's just trying to be a safe worker, which applause 100% times over. But like once he finally gets a little bit more rhythm in the ring, this is a guy that should win the New Japan Cup. If he wins it next month, it wouldn't be surprising. It would probably be a welcome. I still think you keep this tag team around, because they have so many people enthralled. But I think you are correct. Where he has a good showing. He has a better showing if he's going to be in that G1. And just kind of they'll evaluate, as you stated, kind of going into 2027. Maybe he does get a Yota Tsuji title shot sometime down the line. That would be an amazing program. With Tsuji trying to restore the legacy of New Japan from where it was, since the pandemic. To Ice saying, "Oh, I'm a totally grimy ass wrestler. I just want to beat you up and take the title, and let's get high." So it's just an amazing character. I see you in Jiskara College Athletic Store on the first floor of the MOA, as that tag team, but. I don't know. You could go 1A, 1B on this. I don't think any was better than the other. It's just great to have this ragtag tag team as the Knockout Bros. Just kind of like, again, being a good throwback to that 90s tag team, to that ECW-esque, type of team where you're like, I don't know what's going to happen, but someone's going through a table and someone's going to get fucking PK'd into a running power slam.
What was so great for me too was, like I said, obviously the investment I have in the tag team, but I was like, damn it, they don't need to take these titles off these guys.
Yeah.
And Uemura and Umino went into that closing stretch where they're moving 100 miles an hour for the kill, and you're like, oh, well, they're about to win. Like when a match is going to end by the way that the mood changes really quick. Mm-hmm. And they murdered him with something, and he kicked out, and they murdered him with something again, he kicked out, and then they stopped and posed and went together, and I was like, there it is, damn it, and then he kicked out again, and I about lost my fucking mind when he kicked out. and I'm like, I haven't had a reaction like that in I can't tell you how long. And then it just keeps going. And now everybody's in the ring, and they're just throwing bombs, and Ice is spitting at Umino, trying to get him pissed off. Like, I mean, and then they have the double having to sell the body parts, but they hit the finish, and they win and retain the titles, and the place goes nuts. And I went, that's everything I want to see when I watch wrestling. That's why this felt like a like World Tag League was the road to new beginning with these two tag matches, because World Tag League had so much fun with the tag matches and so much promise, but nobody would kick it into that extra gear that much.
Mm-hmm.
So if that was the prelude that I started thinking, man, we might be onto something, this made me think I'm not wrong now. Like these two tag matches proved it. And I think the other advantage with Jake Lee in the main event against Yota Tsuji, which I know Jake Lee wasn't that good in this match because he's Jake Lee, but it was the exact same thing.
He was serviceable.
I thought he was going to win the title about 3 times.
Well, we all had fear going into that match that he was the 5th person to hold all the major Puro heavyweight championships, but thankfully Yota Tsuji stopped that in his track. But Jake Lee, this is, I don't know, he's been out for a while, but like in spots throughout this match, Ryan, Jake Lee looked where I was like, okay, if he wins the championship, I think if he continues to play this role of the crazy jester of the fucking like I was like, it could work for a while until Tsuji wins it back. Like if he wins, I don't think he's in the cup, but
here's where I think Jake Lee is right now. Is he is gotten to the point where he has the X-Pac heat, if you will, but it's not the go home heat. It's he's become serviceable with the wacky gimmick that I'm cool watching him lose. And then if he wins, it gives me a reason to be pissed. And that's what makes me a wrestling fan. Is if he keeps improving with the character, he may do a slow Dom Mysterio where I went from get off my TV, I can't stand you, to now I can tolerate you and I just want to see you lose. And I need more guys like that.
Jake Lee, I mean, I think Lee showcased that, kind of in that last stretch of the match. For sure. He knew he was going down, but I thought that was a perfect execution of him getting up, saying, I know I'm dead, but I'm going to be wacky. And then, he gets speared for the 1, 2, 3.
I said Tsuji does the look at him too. With his big Roman Reigns mouth that he's got.
So you got to get rid of the Carmen Sandiego outfit to be taken a little more seriously, or is it kind of cool?
I like it. I think he's tight. But I liked him and Uemura the whole time. I've always liked those guys.
Well, yeah,
I'm biased.
So you went notebook on the main event. Did you go 5?
I went 4. I went 4 3/4.
Okay. If I graded like that, I'd probably give it like a 4. I don't know if I'd ever watch this match again.
No, and a lot of people I think are I bet you on Cage Match it's at like a 3. Like I'm the high man on it.
No.
And the only reason I'm the high man on it is because I legit thought he was going to win the fucking match, and then when he did, I popped so hard.
And Tsuji, I will say,
holy fucking hell,
he is all about. Yeah.
Meltzer gave it 1 3/4, 1 3/4 stars.
So is that gonna be more on Yota Tsuji? Is that a Jake Lee thing? I thought their chemistry was okay, better than I've seen in both of these persons' careers in the past. But I think I just don't know if Jake Lee was the right first defense post Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah, I think the whole reason was the shock value of trying to make the guy that you're making a big deal in a new faction in his return look like a credible opponent. Because now Jake Lee...
But you got to build that in time. Like, that's the thing. Like, they should have waited maybe a couple of months, I would think, and then give them that. Not like right out the bat.
But I think it makes him look stronger now in the New Japan Cup.
True. There's that opportunity, but...
because he can say... Cause he's in the Cup, I think, isn't
he? Yeah.
Cage Match has got it at almost 3 stars, which is what I thought most people would have it at. It was about a 3-star match. I just...
Wow.
Look, it invoked emotion out of me that I haven't had in a while. Like, the only time I get emotion like that is if I'm watching a serious Kento Miyahara defense. Like the Yuma Ansai one. That made me almost pass.
I mentioned Jake Lee and Miyahara in the same sentence.
I have never had the sails taken out of my boat or whatever. What the heck happened? And I'll say one other thing, and then move off of these. The other reason why I was so nervous that Jake Lee and Umino and Uemura were going to win is because Gato did one of the most fireable offensive.
Oh my god!
I think this.
Take the pencil.
This might be the worst thing I've ever seen since Hogan and Nash.
How does Tanahashi give the okay for this to happen?
I don't know.
If they get such a big number on TV that they did, and then of course the streams, Aaron Wolf was a part of that, not maybe in the American wrestling fan sense, but over there where it counts, like the eyeballs were majority, of course, on Tanahashi's retirement, but on Aaron Wolf's, debut, they sell a lot of tickets to see this geek, as you like to say, because he hangs out with like the worst people.
Oh God, they didn't even help him.
Where's
fucking Gladlock Bag Boy?
Yeah, where's fucking Wizard McGee?
Where's the Watto?
But like, for you to and don't give me a bullshit redemption story. He's gonna come back for it. Did they kill Aaron Wolf 5 weeks into his professional wrestler or Puro Risu debut?
I don't know. Like, this is the most baffling. There's 3 reasons that this blows my mind. One is the fact you had him lose.
Mm-hmm.
5
weeks.
I was terrified that they were going to have Narita win to establish him as the new House of Torture leader. Okay, so if you're going to do a normal shenanigans type match and it's 10, 15 minutes, I'm going to not like it, but at least, it's whatever.
It makes sense, yeah.
So then the third thing that blows my mind is they do this giant angle to attack him before the match and everything. He should have just rolled him in the ring and pinned him right there. Instead, you let Aaron Wolf fight for 2 more minutes to look even worse and then lose clean. Like, think about that. You did it worse by making the match actually happen. I literally cannot think of a. I don't even know what to
Why
say
does
about
Gato
this.
have a hard on for House of Torture so much? Like, this faction should have just been dismantled after Aaron Wolf beat Evil at Wrestle Kingdom.
I hate it.
And
I fucking hate him.
Then Ren Narita, my boy, like, we already assumed that he would be the leader because Evil is gone. Like, he did his last, goodbye during those Road 2 shows. Apparently WWE, he's headed there. We know he's going to show up, with Noah, All Japan, what have you. But, he's essentially, gone from New Japan. So common sense makes it, okay, Ren Narita is going to be the new leader. Cool, whatever. Are we going to have this faction for any longer? It's a fast-forwardable offense. But then, yeah, for them to then beat him, meaning Aaron Wolf clean after getting jumped, like, just pin him right away. Like, don't do a 2 to 3 minute, bout after that, because then that's just going to make him look even worse. I think even if he won a New Japan Cup, it wouldn't do anything for his credibility, and that's horrible.
Yeah,
this is when he should still be a champion, and then run shop on this cup, and then he loses somehow due to interference there. Do it there. That makes more sense because then you could save him and Tsuji maybe at the Dome then, in 2027. Build that shit up.
The last time I felt this way about somebody and where I knew their career was going that I can think of off the top of my head, and I'm sure if I really racked my brain, I could come up with a much better one of this. But this reminds me exactly of the second SmackDown on Fox when Brock Lesnar beat Kofi in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
The minute that happened, I went, well, this company has given up on Kofi Kingston. That's literally what I felt like after this embarrassment of a squad.
Wasn't that the premiere?
No, it was it was the premiere. I went to the second one. That's why I was thinking second one, because I went to the draft. That was the one where there was a B team chant, and I was like, I need to leave.
Was that Vegas or Miami? I forget.
That was Vegas. Miami was the
Vegas.
ROH.
ROH, yeah. I had to convince you to go to that.
I was gonna go to a Lightning game though. That would have been cool as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you there were some hot ass women at a Miami hockey game. Oh Lord.
Miami has a hockey team?
Yeah, they've been in the Stanley Cup 3 straight years.
Miami?
Yeah, the Florida Panthers.
Oh, I didn't realize they were based out of Miami.
Yeah, they are.
I honestly never knew that. Holy shit, that's wild.
But I haven't felt this way about a finish of a match of a company going, well, we're just writing that guy off now. That's the end of him.
But how can they write him off? Do they lose all these people that want to watch this national treasure? In Japan, Aaron Wolf, medalist in judo, karate?
Yeah.
Karudo?
Can you think of anybody who's ever received this kind of burial?
Oh, you mean like any superstar that shows up in AEW and loses their first match right away?
But they come on, they go.
But then they build them up.
But even in their debuts, they have like a 15-minute banger with somebody. This was like he was already in the ring. Pistol, Pez Watley. And then here comes Sid. And then the match is over.
Here comes Sid. Oh, man.
I mean, tell me the last time you can think of a guy getting scored. This is like you're sending him out of the territory. All right, hey, we appreciate you being here. We're gonna get our guy over tonight on you, and then maybe we'll bring you back in the future.
Did Tanahashi okay this just to show everyone, like, hey, Gato's really Vince Russo? He just had the talent to make his quote-unquote ideas look good. I know that's a little out there, but, like, this is the most Vince Russo fucking thing you could do.
The only thing that I can think of is someone is fucking Gato in the House of Torture is like, all right, we got to get Tanahashi out of the office for 5 minutes. That's all we need for this match to happen. So they're like, someone go tell Yuto that Togi Makabe thinks he's a pussy, and then someone go tell Makabe the same thing, because the minute they see each other, they'll just start giving each other the fingers the whole time, and then it'll start a fight. Break. And then they say,
God, that's a dream match.
And then they go set that up, and Makabe, fuck you, do it. I should just do the damn Kyle.
Fuck you. Hell yeah.
Yeah, Makabe's doing that. Ice is shaking his head. Let's get high. And then Tanahashi's like, all right, let's separate this. And they're like, all right, go. And then they fucking send Aaron Wolf down the ramp first. And he's like, why am I coming out first? And they just beat the shit out of him. And he doesn't even know what's happening. It's like the Montreal screw job.
More believable, yeah.
God.
But holy shit.
It's just one of the dumbest things I've literally ever seen. I don't even know how you can justify it.
Oh God!
And if
I don't think you can.
And on top of it, what if you took him off of TV? Who does it hurt? Oh, Toru Yano, Yo, and Master Wato lose their friend. Who the fuck cares?
I mean, in theory, Wolf should. I mean, unless is this even worse if they turn him heel and put him in the House of Torture?
Oh my, Alex, don't make me do something I don't want to do. I mean, this guy just got his first shirt that said Wolf Time on it. It was the stupidest fucking shirt I've ever seen. But dude, they've literally done what WWE does to me.
Really? Wolf Time?
Yeah, the back of that shirt, he has a black shirt. He was wrestling in it. They made me stop caring about somebody in one match. Yeah.
I mean, I had my issues, but I was like, it's like he's only had 3 professional matches, and it's better than most. It was like, my only issues was some selling aspects, and then his facials.
Oh my god,
that was a big thing for me. His appearance, whatever, he can beat my ass in one move. I'm sure. Yeah, he can beat a lot of people's asses.
He's a bad motherfucker.
But like,
holy fuck!
Just from him cutting his hair right away, to be like, I'm gonna get one up on you, Evil. So like this and that, like it was all for naught, and it's literally have been, well, now what, 7 weeks, 6 weeks since his pro debut.
I mean,
what the fuck, man?
Yeah, like I'm not trying to like completely like shit on it and ruin things, but my god, man, like. This is one of the worst
the sky is falling
I have ever seen in my entire life. It's just, I don't even know how. I don't know how you justify it. So that's, and that was the real dulce or the real fucking ick on this, because I gave Newman Finlay 4 1/4. I went 4 on Andrade Gabe Kidd. I went 4 on the Drilla match. And then I went 3.5 on the Never rematch. I went 3 3/4 on the junior tag. I was shocked at how good that was on the Hiromu send off.
Oh, to open a show. You know why? Because Bone Soldier has the last couple of things, I would say even since the Dragongate match, he is looking like he's been rejuvenated, where he's just done the same shit for the last 5 years, and you're like, all right, we love him, we love us some Taiji Ishimori, but there are times where you're like, man, you're just going through the motions for 5 years. But him, and I think the respect and the feud and the legacy him and Hiromu have in that junior division, in their prime and even post neck surgery for Hiromu, they were just having fun as a team, and I loved every second of it. Unbound Company again taking on United Empire. JAY, yeah. Anyone else notice that whole LA Knight look-alike? And
did he do that?
JAY, no, but that's all I kept looking or thinking about. I was like, oh my god, they're trying to turn him into LA Knight. Which, I mean, why not? And I've been an Akira fan since All Japan, 6 years ago. So this was just a really fun, great opener. On
Akira
the pre-show.
got his heat back too at the end, which was cool for a minute. And then Hiromu got to send him out like he should as a heel. Like, it was great.
But this was a really fucking great show, minus the Aaron Wolf of it all and the Jake Lee main eventing of it all. This was, I thought, a pretty damn nice point to the good direction of where they want to go, especially considering, since post-pandemic.
Togi Makabe worked harder than he has in the last half a decade.
Yeah, talk about the young lion.
Man, I thought for a second, I was like, man, they're gonna have Murashima roll up Yano, man. I was like, it's gonna happen. I can't believe how hard that Makabe and Yano worked on to get these guys out. Like, they must like them. Like, I really think Murashima, he's like a big beefy dude, man. I think if you don't give him a dumb gimmick, man, he could be fucking fun when he comes back. He's the dude who does the Boston Crab and jumps up and down with them while he's doing it on.
Yep.
Ah, man, and he ate the King Kong knee drop for the finish. So, but I was like, dude, Makabe's going up for the King Kong. Let's do it.
So we'll preview the New Japan Cup when we get a little closer in a week or so.
I will say one thing about
Aaron Wolf.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Aaron Wolf, first round down Finlay.
It's the first match of the tournament.
No one gets hurt. Yeah.
It's the
and
first
the winner,
match.
Which I'm assuming is going to be Aaron Wolf. He has to fucking fight Shingo Takagi.
Now that's the only bright spot.
What are they doing to this guy? Well, yes and no.
If he goes in there,
Shingo.
No, but what if he go? Well, he could. Shingo's not that he's protected, but he's not. He's in a tag right now, and he's not. He would not complain putting him over.
And he's already been champion. So.
And you don't need to have Aaron Wolf win anyway. Here's the thing: is if Don Foley beats Aaron Wolf, I don't care ever to watch Aaron Wolf again. I'm going to make that proclamation right now. You can't save him after that. Don't save him. He don't want to be saved. Like that's the end of him. But if you have Aaron Wolf win, and he has a 4.5-star match with Shingo, okay. Maybe it was a bad booking decision, and Tanahashi said you had your chance, it didn't work. We're going my route. Okay, maybe I'll start listening. But that's the only way you're going to save Aaron Wolf, because if he loses to Fale, man, I want to be saved. That shit ain't going to happen. But I do want to put over the fact that Drilla and Shingo won with Drilla using the Last of the Dragon as the finish.
Yeah.
So incorporating moves, and then he cuts the promo. Shingo's all hyped. Oh man!
Well, he was sad before. He was like, "Is he gonna say he's leaving?" Like he was all looking like, "Oh, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna say?" And then, Drilla Maloney just is like, "Fucking New Japan, bitch!" Just like like this. So that's the cool thing. This younger generation, this new crop of wrestlers that are the focal point, are representing the company. Are saying, hey, fuck you, Go Shiozaki. I am New Japan. So it works. It's a fun declaration, but the big guy that will probably be gone within a couple of years, a guy that we've been fans of again since we seen him 4 or 5 years ago, Callum Newman. As you stated, him and David Finlay, possibly Finlay's final match as he took the bow, but I'm sure he doesn't know what he's doing. But Newman is he's getting the Roman Reigns treatment, man. He's getting book strong, but he has the tools, he has the words, he has the look, the charisma to say, give me what I want. I can take this company in. And what is he, 22, 23, 24, still fucking young?
23 years old.
Where this guy is the future of professional wrestling, of Puro. It doesn't matter, but fuck, give me Callum Newman, Kyle Fletcher at Forbidden Door for any fucking title. Give me a Will Ospreay as a special enforcer. That's the match I want. Or give me that shit at Wrestle Kingdom. I don't give a fuck. Just give that to me now.
You know, and here's a great comparison with him. 2017 Will Ospreay. He loses in the final of the Super Junior to Kushida. At the Dome that year, he was in a 8-man or a 10-man with Chaos against Great Bash Heel and Liger and Shibata and Juice Robinson. That's kind of fucks.
Great Bash Heel.
Or excuse me, he was in the never open weight 6-man gauntlet. Never mind, he was in the Geek match.
Oh.
But you go forward to the end of the year. He had a Marty Scurll title match with the junior title. There was a couple progress matches where he was doing the Swords of Essex with Paul Robinson, I think, right around then.
Yep.
So, you know, early, you know, it's early Ospreay, but good Ospreay. That's, if you take 2017 Ospreay, is that Ospreay better than 2026 Callum Newman? Because that's the same age comparison if you want to put them side by side.
I would say Callum just had the advantage of being under the Will Ospreay tree and that whole Brit Rest scene. So what, he's been probably wrestling since he was, 15, 16?
Oh, God, probably.
If not younger, but that was that heyday of Brit Rest when Progress was strong, when WXW was, had Walter and Dieter and all them just tearing it up. And then, you had the Irish gimmick, ITTW, whatever the fuck it's called. But with them, that's just such a... And then you have, everyone in Progress, which, from Dennis to the mod guy, and then the one guy, Dennis. The fuck's the dude? He was the ska dude. He was like the Sami Zayn of them, and he was with the E. He was in NXT UK. Dennis is
Mark Andrews.
Yes, I think he was just an unsung hero of Brit West for American wrestling fans. Anyways, he just could work the tag, can work the singles, can do commentary. He did a lot for that company.
Mm-hmm.
And for that scene, I believe, but for him to grow up in that area, to probably be under that tutelage, where when Ospreay was coming up, a little bit more different, and I'm sure he wasn't as welcomed in Japan. He had to earn that for sure. I'm sure he had his fans, within that company, within that country, but it took him a while, and he had to listen to his body. Where then you have a Callum Newman who sees wrestlers beat themselves up and realize, hey, I need to bulk up. I need to add muscle. I need to do this. I need to not do this spot anymore and just play it smart. And that's the best thing you can do. So I think he's above Ospreay when it comes to that. It's a different stylings for sure, but I think in the long run, it's going to benefit Newman for as long as he wants to do this.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, and I'm sure Will Ospreay's plan was, you're going to be better than me. Mm-hmm. It's crazy how good he is at this age.
And I expected Akira to be in his spot, 3 years ago, and it's fine of where he's at. Like, I love this United Empire, Don Callis family-esque type of thing where it just keeps expanding, and Andrade, of course, is in both. Shout out to him and Gabe Kidd, by the way, who I thought had a pretty damn good serviceable match, and Andrade is just on a fucking roll, literally, when he's doing the corkscrew over the top onto the audience, only fan models that trash the product on Instagram, not realizing you got to live the gimmick at least for a night or two.
Yeah, now they started doing indie wrestlers.
Yeah.
There's a chick on Monday Magic was the one who he took his pants off with the huge knocks. Nosawa Runga brought her in for Monday Magic.
He flew her all the way out there, huh?
Yeah, she's from like Florida.
Damn, that's tight. But yeah, so I mean, Andrade is talk about a fucking renaissance, but like to see La Sombra like do La Sombra type moves, and then he's like going to Australia like days later to do an insane like move. The fuck was that? Like he jumped off onto the middle rope to give him. Oh my god, what was that? Like not a back body drop.
Oh yeah, where he got lariated and flipped and shit.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even a lariat. Like he did like an old school like 1990s wrestling move. I can't think of the name, but it was like the reverse. It was the reverse of the stroke of Jarrett's move, but right way to do it. But Andrade is he's having a tear. He's having a new lease on life. I don't know what Tony Khan, why he loves this guy, but he's in the CM Punk boat where he's like, hey, I'm literally out of chances. Like, I got fucking lucky to be on TV. And Andrade is having a great run. And I don't know what the fuck happened to Gabe Kidd. I don't know what he's doing, where he's going, but they need to belt this guy up soon.
Kidd's got a dual contract. I guess he wanted to do both, and they were cool with it because of the Takeshita thing working, so he's got a dual contract.
Yeah. Okay.
Which is perfect for me. Because then you can put him on each show and you can kind of cool him off on the other one if you want.
But they need to. One of these companies need to.
He needs to win the G1.
Him the focal point.
You have him win the G1,
which they should have did last year.
Well, but doing it this year now is you can do him and Yota Tsuji again. You can pay that off at the Dome and try to make that your new Okada Tanahashi. It's right there, gift wrap for him. You know what I mean? And maybe just because that's like my favorite feud of the year last year. But the thing with Andrade, and I've seen a lot of people say this, is he's doing so great. But what's going to happen when somebody tells him no? Like, you can't do that, or that doesn't work with our creative. Like, is he going to throw another hissy fit, or is he going to do the CM Punk, as you said, and just go, all right, cool.
Yeah, he's on the CM Punk route.
He needs to, because he's really fun. He can go, man. All of this not working has definitely saved his body. Getting all this time off.
And like he had the exposure his first run in AEW. Like for the 5 months he was back in the E, he had his exposure in his time. But I don't know, something's just clicking and it's working well. And now Charlotte, his ex-wife, is with Tom Nakano or whatever that.
Cooper DeJean?
No, Hookah Shell, Pakaluku.
Oh, Puka Nakua.
Yeah.
Tam Nakano. That would be tight.
All right, man.
The thing I'll say about Andrade is I think the reason he was so welcome back by everybody, it seems like, is he legit left because he wanted to be with his wife. And no one's in a logical company like this where they are maniacs like TKO. They go, all right, we respect that. We'll let you go. No hard feelings. Thanks for being honest with us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he left on really good terms, and he said himself, like halfway through it, he regretted doing it, but he was doing it for her.
Yeah.
And I think
then they divorced.
Yeah. So then he immediately was like, all right, I'm leaving. And then the E blocked it because they're fucking maniacs like that.
Yeah.
You know, so I think that's why they're like, hey man, we openly welcome you back because it was a mutual. We were doing it for you, and you chose us.
So the latest rumor, like you were saying, you know, how TKO's freezing stuff. The latest rumor I read of why Jericho was not at the Rumble and this and that is Tony Khan is freezing his contract because of time taken off last year.
Yeah.
If that rumor is true, even though this is the guy you needed to get that TV contract, this is the guy that you made a focal point and, you know, is captivated, you know, kind of that old school wrestling audience onto watching AEW from 2019 to about 2021, 22, when Jericho was, you know, very high up within the company. Do you think that's right of Tony Khan to do, even though this is the guy that kind of got the ball rolling into getting AEW, you know, that exposure? Do you think he should have just let him go if this is true? This is all alleged. This is just, you know, something I've read on a few things throughout the day, you know, through my 2 seconds of time off. But what do you think if that's possibly a true
I could 100% seeing that be a real thing because that's been a thing in wrestling companies for the longest time.
I mean, I get that, but like, just Tony Khan's a very like, hey, I know I understand business, but do you think he kind of owes Jericho like, hey, if you want to finish your career out, you've done everything you've done for me.
No,
you're Ocho, whatever.
No, because
go have fun. Your contract's out.
The reason I say no is because if you're adding on his injury time, that's still royalties that your company can acquire at a different level because he's an employee to you. There could still be an opportunity where he decides, hey, I do want to still do something while I'm here anyway, since I don't want to waste my time, which benefits you as in the same light. And I think a lot of the wrestlers agree to have it put into their contract because they get paid more by doing it as a hey, if we give you more, just so you know, we're going to add this time on to make up for it. And I think a lot of, you know what I mean? So that to me, it's like Britt Baker had happened to, Ray Phoenix had happened to, like it's, you know, I think even Kazarian might have had it for a second. Jeff Hardy did, I think, at one point. Like, it's just common practice, I think, in wrestling. I think the whole thing is they're drumming up all this media for it, and I think he's going to make his return on AEW. I think he's still going to do one more E-run, but I think he's going to actually finish out. Because there's no way the last thing he wants to be remembered for is putting a baseball bat through a cardboard tree and walking out on like a collision or something.
Well, I mean, this guy's had similar ways he's gotten out of, you know, companies before.
But he does that.
I know what you mean.
To come back because he's smart.
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure he's deserving of a send off, if you will.
And
where he's putting someone over instead of, you know, as they've been saying over the last couple of years on the internet, you know, how he's, you know, just the soul sucking guy.
Yeah. When all he did
just
was
takes the youth. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's probably an end game. I wouldn't be shocked if he's like, look, I want to put Brian Keith over before I go. You know, let me do everything I need out. Let me stir up my rumor mill like I always do. Remember when he was going to go to TNA exactly. And then he showed back up in WWE? You know what I'm saying? Like, so could it be out of spite? I don't know. I think there's enough reports that the only people that say there's ever spite from Tony Khan with anyone are the people who left angry. So like, I don't think there's enough evidence that he would do something like that vengefully. But then again, at the same time, you know, I've agreed with people that, you know, fuck TKO. They want to put me out of business. I can play that same game, and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't think Jericho's a game changer for any of them anymore. But you're just, you know.
But you're
I was just curious.
You're not afraid to show your dick back. You know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck, schlong right here, baby. No, I don't think that's how
they got to give him.
But...
Yeah, I think they got to give him, you know, a nice proper send off where he does put someone, you know, where he was dragged out, you know, that one Monday Night Raw in the suit, you know, you didn't see him for like 2 or 3 years, and you're like, oh, okay. I don't know. I still think he's going to be in the box at Elimination Chamber, which what the fuck are they doing?
This is the most Vince McMahon thing I've ever seen.
egg. The first thing I saw when I saw the meme the next morning of the box, I was like, "This is the next fucking egg." And how is this gonna screw over Austin Theory again? Somehow.
God, this is the stupidest fucking thing. I don't even know. I was trying to see. Yeah, so Fozzy has a new single coming out around March. They're gonna tour, and so they have a new gimmick and everything. So I mean,
Is that gonna be one of the songs for WrestleMania?
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. So maybe he shows up and he does a month of promoting it, and then they have him put somebody. He puts over Dom Mysterio at Mania, and then he goes to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, and then he goes to the Hall of Fame.
Not gonna lie, give me Jericho and Rey Mysterio. That would be fucking interesting.
A lot of
guys
people
in
think
their 50s on a Mania.
So did you? Oh, you know what? Let's finish up the New Japan thing because I actually want to read this to you, and I want you to tell me if you think this is a better booked show than what the WWE is probably doing for Mania. But I wanted to say real quick, last thing for New Japan, I have a little quick just couple names I want to drop, and then I want to just read a card to you real fast. Do you think Callum Newman, if I were to give you 3 wrestlers that are 30 years or younger, so like a guy you know, a diamond in the rough, right? Somebody you want to build a company around. I want you to tell me if you think Newman's better than they are.
Ooh.
So first one I will say is 30-year-old DDT champion Yuki Ueno.
I will say he is better.
Second one I will give you is Pro Wrestling Noah star 29-year-old Kaito Kiyomiya.
Ooh. On overall, Kiyomiya's looked okay the last.
It's hard,
6 months.
isn't it? Like I think the Ueno one is hard too.
But yeah. But I'll give it to Newman because his matches are a little bit more interesting than Kiyomiya since the whole Muda handling debacle, or should I say lack thereof.
Well, and I look at Kiyomiya after his Ozawa feud with how great that was. I mean, they had a 5-star match.
I mean, like I said, his 2025 was like, oh yeah, Muda, he's finally out of his fucking shadow after 2.5 years. But.
So that's it. So I kind of thought you would go Kiyomiya.
Give me Kiyomiya in New Japan. Give me the Kiyomiya in Dragongate. Give me the Kiyomiya and all the other companies that we've seen him in.
That's a good point.
And he's looked great. But give me Noah Kiyomiya, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good point. I thought there was a slight chance you would have taken Yuki Ueno. Because I thought you had a hard on for him in his little white trunks, the little Kota Ibushi lookalike.
Of course, man, but I mean,
but Cal Newman's really good, so I don't discredit it though. I do have one more though that I want to drop on you.
Okay.
26-year-old Yuma Anzai.
Ooh, we'll talk about a Randy Marsh meme. I would have to go Yuma Anzai.
I don't disagree. I think I 100% agree with that. And I think the best part about both of it, for the sake of their careers, is the 2 youngest guys were the highest rated by you. Because Anzai is only 26. So that once again, and then you take, the new Hayabusa and Junior Matsunaga was 0-1. Like, there's finally some good talent getting pushed in these companies.
Mm-hmm.
So be happy for that.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, we get it all
nice,
the time. With Dragon Gate, they push everyone.
Yeah,
but it's good to see Noah. It's good to see, with Ozawa in the last, year and a half. Pre-injury, I mean, Stardom.
Yeah,
just pushing a whole crop of, Joshi in the last 2 years, of course, with Saya Kamatani. Still got to watch that match. That might be on Certain World by now. I got to check that out.
Let's not talk about that match then tonight, because I want to, if possible, try to watch that with you.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I mean, I like Ueno, but I would say give me a Callum Newman
And
right now.
You know what? I think Yuki Ueno's best match I've seen him have all of last year, or his best match last year, I think I went 4 3/4, was against Kazusada Higuchi, but that's because Kazusada Higuchi was so great in the match. So it wasn't even Ueno that made the match that great. His selling was, but Kazusada Higuchi, it looked like Walter versus Tyler Bate. He was just killing him. And I just loved it because
funny,
I love Higuchi murdering people.
Tyler Bate. God,
so
we miss you, Tyler Bate.
I want to really quick just run through this show, and we can talk about it more next week, but I just wanted to throw it out there in case we don't get a show before the 27th. The New Japan, New Beginning, USA 2026 full cards out.
Oh, yep.
Fred Rosser versus David Finlay and Finlay's farewell. Strong open weight title match. Big Tom defends against Oleg Boltin. Ricochet defends the national title against Bone Soldier Ishimori. And then we get Despy and Kushida against Busta and the Brain, Alec Price and Jordan Oliver.
Oh shit! Okay.
TV title match. ELP against Takeshita. They're always amazing matches. Knockout Brothers defend the tag titles against Bishop Khan and Toa Leona, Gates of Agony. Sign me up for that. IWGP Women's title, Siori and Athena.
Yes, that's the match where I'm like, oh.
And then Global Heavyweight title, Yota Tsuji and Andrade. Dude, that card is fucking good.
Of course, Yota Tsuji only defending the IWGP Global Heavyweight Championship, as he stated, outside of Japan. That's the only title he will put up in a wrestling match. But
that stip is one of the coolest double champ stips I've ever seen.
How cool for Takeshita is like, I only got to wrestle 10 minutes. Cool.
Yeah,
and it's in New Jersey, like.
And they're just gonna have a sprint, like it's gonna be.
And it's 100%. Like, I mean, time limit drawing now. Like, sign me up. But yeah, no, that I mean, you have possible. Finlay could say, "I'm back." That could be a big news. Headline. Strong champion again, Tomohiro Ishii, who we saw win it last year in Chicago. That's Tanahashi's last American appearance. Boltin Oleg. I mean, why not? Like, sign me up. Like, only match I'm skeptical on, not gonna lie, is that tag match for the IWGP Tag Team Championships. I like Gates of Agony, I guess, just because I'm taller than them. This is a good match of, like, it's gonna be authentic, it's gonna be sloppy,
it's gonna
be hard hitting.
Oscar looks huge.
Oh God, it's gonna be 3 times their height. You were as tall as, I think, Toa Leona, weren't you?
Yeah, Bishop Khan though looked hard as hell.
Yeah, but he was the height of Kyle.
I don't know. I'm a big GOI team. I love Gates of Agony. I love Ricochet with them. Like, I think they're one of the best things going.
Yeah, Ricochet with them are good, but them as a team, I mean, they've gotten better. Don't get me wrong. And their mic and their backstage stuff has been fun, but
I think you're going to be baffled.
I might, and I'll eat shit for it or eat crow.
Don't eat shit. That's nasty. Eat crow.
Give me Athena and Siori.
Oh my gosh.
This is the big proving ground match for Athena. Because she's just wrestling in ROH. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, what is it, a 1,000-day fucking title reign? Like, yeah, this is the match.
Yeah.
Like,
this is how
big time. Like,
this is how she gets those New Japan bookings against like Sari and shit. Siori goes back and goes, "Hey, you should work her." That's gonna get her a lot of people wanting to come to America. And you know what? If that gets a Sari in AEW, fuck my ass. Her and Tony Storm, sign me up. Her and Monet.
So, are we gonna get like faction on faction action in that main event? Because you got United Empire, you got Unbound Company. Is there any other? I don't think there's anyone else from Unbound on the card.
I don't think there's any
Finlay,
from
I guess.
United Empire.
Yeah, so I mean,
It's just
does Andrade win?
I mean,
since he's having such a tear, I mean, it's a nice pop, big surprise. He could take the pictures. He's beating Kenny Omega.
Here's okay. It's not crazy. I don't think it's bad business, and I think both companies could benefit from the rub, which I think is good. What I will say though is I think having the title on Yota Tsuji helps make him a bigger global star.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like, because now
I was gonna say, how does that make him look overall when he comes back without one of the titles?
Yeah, like if he's gonna do it the way he's doing it, he should lose the Japanese title or the main title first, and then lose because in that way he can still be a big thing in America. And I think this is another smart thing that I think I credit Tanahashi for is, hey, let's establish this guy over there now. Well, if we split the titles up and make one exclusive to America, now they have their own IWGP title.
Which hopefully we'll see at the G1. But Tsuji hates America. He always talks about they don't know wrestling and this and that. Not hate, but like he's always like rah rah. Puro, I don't know. It's just
because Raw sucks.
Oof, it's true. That is true. But yeah, that's a hell of a card. What is that, next Friday?
The 27th, yes.
So I don't know where we can watch it, but I'm sure it's on it's on New Japan World pay-per-view. Ray for $20.
So I have a WWE take for you. And this is where we could kind of touch on Rumble since we didn't get to Rumble. Since I wanted to make sure we could spend time on New Japan because they deserve to have the roses for this one. If you've already seen this, then we'll move on because it's more the shock and interest of it than the point of it. Did you see the post a couple days ago that Mick Foley's kid, who used to be a writer, shared how he would book WrestleMania?
Yes, I did. I saw bits of it.
Did you read like the angles for it?
I think I just scrolled through them, and some of them were like okay, and then some of them were like okay.
Yeah, like there's nothing that's like mind blowing or anything, but
they all made sense for the logical purposes of making sense.
I was able to follow along with everything that was on there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of those things where I'm like, why is this guy not writing then?
Well, they fired him. That's why. Wasn't he part of all those cuts?
I mean, maybe they should have realized that this guy kind of like I don't hate there's something appealing about the Bad Bunny, Javon Evans, LA Knight Penta 8-man tag match.
Oh, the 8-man.
Where Bad
team tag match, ladder match, wasn't there?
Yeah, and Bad Bunny was going to be the masked man.
Oh yeah. That would have been really cool,
dude. That would get a huge. That would pop me like when Matt Cardona was doing the Moxley. Like I never expected that. Like that's you don't see that shit on average Tuesday. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I found it. And I liked the out of nowhere.
Do you have the card? Do you have his card? I don't have the card. I forgot where.
Yeah, he's got.
I even saw it on.
So he's got Vakur and Morgan, Mysterio, Gunther, the retirement thing.
Yeah.
And then he's got Dom versus Balor IC title. Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Sami Zayn, R-Truth, Trick Williams, Ray Phoenix, Ilya Dragunov, Damian Priest, Aleister Black, U.S. title ladder match. Good
ladder match,
almighty. Punk and Roman, AJ Lee, Becky, I Quit, Grande versus Grande, and Mask versus Mask.
Mm-hmm.
Riho, Bailey, Valkyria, Bella's, Lash Legend, Nia, Bliss, Charlotte Flair, and an Iron Survivor. Jade Cargill versus question mark, depending if it can't do Bianca, you could have Rhea or Charlotte do double duty, or Tiffany Stratton. Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, that 8-man tag I mentioned. Obafemi Lesnar, Usos New Day, Jacob Fatu, Cody Rhodes, Drew, with Jacob walking in as the champion.
I will say his reasoning for the New Day Usos match kind of was a cool little thing where Big E comes in, gets him to turn face. Essentially, he's like, "Hey, I will forgive you once you start forgiving yourselves." Now, I believe Xavier Woods could be hurt. I'm not sure when and if he will be back, but yeah, I did like his storyline purpose of why that match would work. And you know, yeah, they faced each other 29 times in a span of 3 months, 8 years ago, but it was some of the best fucking tag team wrestling
really
that we've seen. I mean, that Hell in a Cell tag match that they had was still a fucking, you know, a high bar, you know, especially in that era of WWE. But, I mean, yeah, Lesnar Femi, that's all people want.
Yeah, I just
give the people what they want.
It just confuses me about how somebody who used to write for the company goes on Twitter and just decides to post their feelings about something, and it
was
the most believable thing I've seen from this company in like a year.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you not
Well, why do you think they got rid of him? I mean, he was making sense.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like every time you think like something doesn't get weirder with WWE, shit like that comes out, and it's just like, man, that...
Oh, you mean like bringing out Powerhouse Hobbs in Saudi Arabia and then giving him the debit and then just saying Royce Keys, which, hey, whatever, that works. Great fucking interview on Stephanie McMahon's podcast, I will say, had me crying once or twice. Also, love me some Rey Mysterio. You know how much I'm like not the biggest Rey Mysterio fan. I respect his talent. Respect all that, just not my thing. Never has been. I'll even admit this, Ryan. I've never seen the Halloween Havoc match with him and Eddie Guerrero. Maybe we'll do a watch along one day for that.
Holy shit!
But him and Cody Rhodes had such an interview where I was like, wow, this guy really, and I've known this, obviously, I'm not a fucking idiot. I was like, yeah, he's one of the most respected, like, people on this earth. Like, people just love him, and just, like, him talking about the lucha history and all that stuff, which, again, I've known, but, like, it just made me, like, hearing it from him for, like, an hour and a half, and just little stories. I was like, oh, this guy is the fucking greatest. I was like, why am I such an asshole? But yeah, I've never seen him and Eddie Halloween Havoc.
Oh my, we have to. Oh my gosh. It's just, I guess moral of where I was going, you know, is it back to that thing Paul London said. Like,
yeah.
It resonates every time I think about that. Like, how does it, like, how do you not ask Rey Mysterio, hey, what do you want to do right now?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he's got some ideas. Like, you want to do something.
I don't want to. We don't want to see him at Gunther. Like, it's so obvious.
Yeah.
Like, it's.
So the way that Dewey Foley had it was he had Ray win, and then Gunther does an attack, and then Dom saves his dad.
Whoa.
And
I don't think you want to kill that right away.
And then Judgment Day jump Dom and Liv out of the group. And then you build them as a new face combo to try.
I think that would kill them, honestly. I don't think that would be good.
I think in a weird way, they're at that point now where if you want to turn them face, I think you got to strike while the iron's hot. Because Liv Morgan's never been more over than she is now, and the same with Dom. He's already a baby. Because if you watch AAA, he's booked as a babyface there. He's not a heel.
Yeah, Vikingo's the bad guy.
Yeah, like, because Dom's
for many reasons over there, but yeah. I think more people will remember his weaknesses because you can't hide them as much as a babyface as you can as a heel. I mean, granted, he's a tweener, like you said. Like with him and Liv, there's not really a gimmick. It's just that these characters that you've seen evolve, even though not fully all the way, they have just improved tremendously of what we remember them as.
Here's something that I'm gonna say that I've never said about Dom Mysterio before. If you turned him face, I think he could become a good worker because he's learned the basics well enough that I think that's why he's so good at his gimmick. You know, like his gimmick is literally what got him over. You know, it won me over. His attitude. And he's very MJF like, and I know he studies things like that, but he stays character most of the time, which I think helps him be that on screen. If you turn him face, now he's having somebody call the match for him. Now he's just got to sell and get sympathy. So now, if you have Balor the heel, now he gets to go and work, a program against Balor for 10 matches where he can just learn how to call a match and work. Like, now he's just selling. He doesn't have to think anymore. They had him in there before. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's why it could work. And he's
such a great personality. Yeah, he's
People
such a great
like
personality and character. Is the thing is we seen him, but that was before people liked him. But like
people didn't like him when he was a dork with short hair.
That's the thing. So it'll be interesting to see, like you said, what he's learned over the course of the last 7 years since he came in, and be like, all right, let's see what this guy can do on the other side. Like, how much more merch can he sell? Being, the quote unquote good guy, and be an interesting experiment. I just don't want him to then just fade away. I mean, this company is in need of baby faces. That was 100% a fact, but
you got
this company's in dire need of a lot of shit at the current moment.
You have maybe 2 main event baby faces, and that's it. And one of them is Father Time is coming for.
Yeah.
You got Cody and Punk. Because, Roman's always going to be over, but he's in a different, category to me because he's not
the tweener. Fatu's a tweener. Dom's a tweener. They just can do some shitty things, but that's hence why they're a tweener. But with Dom and Liv, Liv can go either way, and she's going to be over. I thought her and Vakor, I finally watched the promo after hearing the translation, and I agree with what Big E said, but I don't know if you've seen it where Vakor's like, you were handed everything. I had to work. I'm from Chile. There's no wrestling, but I've been all over the world, been pound champion. And she's like, you've been handed everything, which she's worked for it. She had to go through a time with Enzo Amore, for God's sakes. But you have to do what you got to do, and you can't teach that. But with her, just for people getting to know who she is over the last 4 years and seeing the work that she put in, it definitely helped her out. So, they both can go that way. But going back to the Dom thing, it fucking fits with the storyline even more then, because you could do the whole Eddie Guerrero face storyline. You have him win the heavyweight championship, and you have 18,000 people on their feet erupting. That's the moment you want. That's a SummerSlam moment. I don't know if it's a Mania moment quite yet. Who knows? But I love seeing them the way they are. But yeah, I guess you're right. You might as well pull the fucking trigger and see what they can do. Because all hands on deck. They're not selling, 10, 12,000 tickets below from last year.
You gotta try something. Shit or get off the pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's not getting, I know he's not old, but he's also that dude's been wrestling since COVID.
Yeah.
Since before COVID even. We're starting to run the table here.
But yeah, you got Styles gone, as he loses to Gunther at the Rumble, in Saudi Arabia. There's going to be a quote unquote AJ Styles tribute show this upcoming Monday on Raw, whatever that means. It'll be interesting to see what they do there.
It's because it's going to be too sweet at Revolution, baby.
Oh man, but what match would he come out as?
Can I make a bold prediction?
What's that?
Okay, let me ask you this first. Is Styles going to be on this show?
Yeah, he's been at the PC all week training, they said.
If he gets completely squashed and buried by somebody like Aaron Wolf did by Red Narita, he's going to AEW because that's them trying to make him insignificant for the jump. That I will almost say I guarantee he's going if that happens.
But if you got a fucking, well, some of these fans don't have half a brain, and that's on any fucking side of the IWC, I don't think that would matter. People know how they are, how petty they are, how shitty, TKO has made the even more since they've, acquired them a few years back. But no, people know AJ Styles.
I mean,
it's not the fortune for AJ.
No,
for
but
God's sakes.
When AJ went to WWE, Kenny Omega beat the shit out of him and got over on him, and they sent him packing. That's how you leave a territory. I almost don't mean it as like a WWE being douchebags. I mean it as we're squashing him on behalf of our next guy getting pushed, sending him out of the territory. Like that's what makes it a trigger to me.
Business.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Like I can see that as like, oh shit, he's there. That's it. Don't worry about his.
But the only thing that would have been cool is if Goldberg didn't retire and he took him out in Atlanta. Because he's the only Atlanta wrestler I could think of, besides Cody Rhodes. But we already saw that in Paris.
Goldberg.
But Royal Rumble, we'll do a quick thing. The Women's Rumble, I thought, fucking rocked. Liv Morgan finally getting her win. I thought this was, women just killing it last couple of years, in kind of both companies in certain ways. But I thought this Women's Rumble was far superior than the men's. A lot more intrigue, even though, everyone, kind of predicted it was going to be Liv Morgan's year. The big gimmick was Brie Bella came back. I don't care, but those people did. A lot of people did. And do for some reason, but here we are, 2026. We have the Bella twins back. As we stated, AJ Styles passing out to Gunther in the sleeper hold, teased leaving his gloves in the ring, but then he picks them back up and heads back out. He explains that a little bit on the Stephanie McMahon podcast, which again, very good listen. But I thought that match delivered. That was how a retirement match should go. You pass the fuck out. You don't give up. Looking at you, Cena. Kidding. But
hey, I went 4 1/4. I agree. I went 4 1/4.
I couldn't tell you what happened in the fucking championship match. Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre.
There's your Aaron Wolf burial match comparison right there. Somebody was like, "Is Sami Zayn getting fired?" Holy shit.
Well, the thing is like that's the guy who you want to win the championship in fucking Saudi Arabia because he's over more than anyone.
He got buried. Did he fail a drug test? Like, what happened?
No more Sammy for serious shirts.
I gave it 1 3/4. Like that shit was trash.
And then the men's rumble, we get a powerhouse Hobbs, we get a Brock Lesnar, Royce Keys. We see a Brock Lesnar get eliminated. Oh no, we didn't, because the camera was not on him because someone decided to yeet yet again in the fucking rumble after his entrance. And Roman Reigns wins. People go crazy, but what's important was the night after on Monday Night Raw. Roman Reigns chooses CM Punk in a very almost suffering succotash type of promo. I don't know if it's because of his teeth or his horrible
that man was
laughing,
feeling himself that night. Oh boy, that dude thought he was as brolic as Nas was in Belly.
Great reference. But I will say the final 2 minutes of that promo made me excited for this match. I said, this is what a WrestleMania match was. It'd be cool if Punk was like 2021 Punk before like all these injuries over the last 5 years. But the names alone makes it a WrestleMania match. Will it be good? We shall see. I was all excited, Ryan, until I realized, oh fuck, there's 10 weeks till WrestleMania from the day after the Rumble. And so we'll see Roman Reigns probably 2 or 3 more times. I'm assuming at the Chamber next weekend here, which we'll talk about next show. But other than that, yeah, the E's doing a thing. I don't know. They're doing Chamber spots. They got 1 match announced so far. Tickets not selling. The fucking idiots on TKO realizing it's not UFC. And people just, cocaine heads don't just sprout money for tickets because it's ridiculous to go to a WWE show nowadays. But they're blocking people watching it. They're doing this and that. But the E is just being the E, and you scratch your head. And
can I give my Royal Rumble reviews?
Sure.
So I wrote down little cliff notes. So if you watch the match, you'll have to just kind of follow along in your memory. The women's Rumble got a rating of fine compared to the men's of meh. And the men's one being I stopped writing halfway through it, so it didn't even get a full review. But these were the cliff notes that made me laugh, because I was looking for things to make me laugh, because Rumbles are just kind of getting redundant to me. So Charlotte cannot punch to save her life. Very sloppy so far when her and Becky were going at it. Perez is screaming and swinging like Lisa Simpson's at her. Ha ha ha. So Ruka may have now injured 2 people. Becky is a jobber and Natty is a dork. When Becky jumped off the apron from Natty and got shit canned just for no reason. She just got beat up in a minute. Lash Legends music is like Yujiro's.
Well, the issue with that is there's no fucking payoff. I thought that was a brilliant thing where I'm like, all right, we're going to get Becky Lynch and Natty Neidhart. Let's go with this new incarnation, and nothing.
Yeah, that sounds like what
I was like, that's a pay-per-view match, and then they're doing her and AJ Lee, meaning Becky Lynch at Chamber. That's a fucking WrestleMania match. Why are you going to blow that off just because it's in Chicago? She's not even fucking from Chicago.
I don't even remember. Did Becky throw out AJ? No, she threw out Maxine Dupree.
Yeah.
They weren't even in the ring together.
No.
It's so stupid. Because you're right. That was like, hey, all right, you're trying something with Natty for once, and then it's like, oh, okay, nobody cares. All right, I guess she's just a jobber now.
Yeah, it could have been so perfect. And she's still your champ, your IC champ, which is funny.
Lash Legends music sounds like Yujiro's because it goes boogie or bougie, yeah, and okay, like the Yujiro song. Natty couldn't even power bomb Roxanne Perez. Raquel's entrance taunt looks like she's the mean girl walking into the lunchroom. Raquel brought some fire into this finally, but they still lost these fans. They did the Wyatts a We Want Jericho chant, and now they are chanting Thank You Cena. Chelsea Green isn't the best in the ring, but like Raquel, she's bringing some actual charisma to this thing. And then in all capital letters, my wife. And then with exclamation points, 3-way Japan. From the Shirai, Asuka, and Julia spot that only lasted like a minute.
Oh, the Joy one, yeah.
It was fine, and then I put holy shit Kalani Kamatani because she did the Phoenix Splash, and then 7 to catch Tiffy, LOL. Cole just buried Bryan Danielson, LOL. Lash Legend just injured Io Sky, and then that was my last take because that was at the end of it. So then with the men's one, this is where you were 100% right about how I wrote the funny things that made me mad, and then I just stopped caring, and then it turned into hate, which I didn't want to have. But they set me off because this is how it starts. This was kind of tight till we started choke slamming puppets. Cody's at 11, but the screen says 1, LOL. Hobbs to Keys. We getting another thank you Cena chant. Reed sold that BFT awful with his weird feed. Brock just got dumped during the Heat intro. Ha ha ha. Ugh, we ran it back. 90 seconds is now almost 2.5 minutes on this entrance. Roman had over 2 minutes now as well, LOL. Cody did a fake dive. Jacob Fatu is now at 2 minutes and 5 seconds on entrant. Benta, 1:45. I don't care anymore. And that's where I just stopped right.
I don't care anymore.
Because they started timing these entrances, and I'm like, who is fucking timing this shit, man?
And then going back to the night after, my thing is you have the CM Punk Roman Reigns, kind of battle to get you hyped, but then they shit on their own company. They shit on their own wrestlers and Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre on their championship on that show. Like, they're just burying their own, and I'm like, what's the point of this? Why would you make... I don't want to see another McIntyre match, and he's the champion. People have been wanting this for fucking years, since WrestleMania COVID in 2020.
Just bury this guy.
And they just say, and then they come back, and Cody adheres to the Raheem Rhodes, memes over the last few years, and and back, I don't know. It was weird. It's like, why are they trying to pull a fucking AEW on a WWE show? Of like, I hate you, you suck.
Because
let's fight.
They're tripping over their own dick. They found something that they're not that they finally don't think they're better than that. So now they have to be that to be better than that, and they're tripping over their shit because they don't know what to do. You try to go out of your shell with people who don't know what they're doing. And you get some of the weirdest interactions because all these people have been taught to just read lines. They haven't taught you how to feel.
No, they only do that on Cody Rhodes and Stephanie McMahon podcast.
That's a good take. All they know how to do is, all right, how do we meme, how do we do the next IG short or reel for these fans with the buzz? Okay, that's where Roman will dog Drew, and then Punk can do his reel and he'll slam Cody and everyone will go, oh. Like, that's why these
that's
promos...
life, that's entertainment, that's politics, that's everything in the world from since COVID, since the TikToks and the Insta Reels.
And that's where, as a company, they're going for the WAS, but they're not realizing they're hurting their own product.
Yeah,
like to go exactly with your point. Yeah, is they're they're cropping this and advertising it themselves. Because they want to get hits. And it's like, bro, you're making millions of people think that they're lesser people.
Yeah.
Like, you're counterproductive. And then you fire...
Well, except for the people that are, rooting for Booker T as not the worst announcer, which he is the fucking worst announcer out there. Since his Shucky Ducky and his BI and all that bullshit over since he's been a commentator. It's not even anyways, whatever.
If you still have that Flagship Plus... you should listen to the one from like the 21st or something, or the 17th, and it's Lanza doing like a half-hour show, and he talks about Booker T, and he dissects all the tweets and like completely and proves how Booker T doesn't even know what he's even talking about because he's using words that don't even. And he goes on one of those tirades. I was laughing so fucking hard. Because I didn't realize how dumb Booker T was with what he said. Like, his comments were stupid.
Hasn't he won this award since he's been on? Since he got sent down to NXT?
He just repeated this year.
Yeah. And now they're bitching about it? Like, whatever.
Well, and once again, that's proof that I always say is all these people hate Dave Meltzer, but why do they pay so much attention to him and complain about it? Michael Cole hadn't made a tweet in like 4 years and tweeted that he couldn't believe he got he was like, screw whoever these marks are that gave me 34 votes as the third worst announcer of the year. Like, he hadn't tweeted in like years, I guess. And then he tweeted that. Like, man, the dirt sheets pass through the locker rooms more than people say they do.
Oh, boy.
People still read that shit, man.
Oh man.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, man. Only other thing, and I'll do one of these by myself. But I watched all of the Monday Magic Rising Sun season. It was fucking awesome.
No, are you saying Noah's back? Is Ozawa back? Is Dragongate back?
Oh, Dragongate's always back. Dragongate's always back.
Well, no, because they're on the Magic. Yeah, I know you said they were on the first Magic Monday show.
There was, I feel like, Daichi Hashimoto was on the last one. Oh,
funny.
I was like, oh no, is this he gonna start screaming again? Remember that shit?
Yeah.
Dragon Kid on the episode 2 was Alejandro, Dragon Kid, and Hayabusa. That was pretty tight.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
Yeah, they had some fun shit on there. Did you wanna talk about Uno Dos Tres? Did you want to save it?
Let's save it.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, we'll just go into a review of it, but that is Uno Dos Tres comes up on the 23rd. We'll just give you the card real quick and then we'll review it for you because it comes out this weekend. Kazuma Kimura gets a singles match against Luis Monte. Four-way tag, Don Fuji and Masaki Mochizuki versus Mondai Ryu and Punch Tominaga versus Strong Machine J and UT versus Kagetora Susumu Yokosuka. We get Toru Owashi and Jiro Shinbashi. Brave Gate title, Ryoya Tanaka against Genki Oraguchi. Twin Gate titles, Jackie Kame and Rita, one of the best tag teams in the world, against Dragon Dia and Marcus Mathers. Then we get the tag team warfare match, Gajadokuros, Big Boss Shimizu, Ishin Kai, Kota Minoura, and Yoshiki Kato against Sai Patras, El Cielo, Homare, Shun Skywalker, and Team 2000X as Masakita Miya and Takashi Sugera.
Yes.
Open the Triangle Gates, 11-piece, also the champs here as well, Ben K, Hyo, and Mochi Jr., taking on Natural Vibes, Gucci, Key, and KZ, the two new guys, and Paradox's BB Hulk, Dragon Kid, and Yamato. And then open the Dream Gate to main event, Madoka Kikuta defending against Yuki Yoshioka. So this is a stacked show.
That's a solid card, yeah.
So we'll
Dragon Gate, keep Dragon Gating Big Boss Shimizu and Shun Skywalker. Putting on a clinic, as we saw at the last Dragon Gates. God, what was the name of that show? I just called it that match, just because that match is fucking rocked. But Big Boss Shimizu is just looking to be, I don't know, the guy. Like, he's just coming out just shredded muscle from what he used to be. I mean, he was pretty much like the Asian Hakeem, the African Dream.
Hell yeah.
But I'm sure he was that character once or twice, to be fair, with all of his old WWF gimmicks that he would do with Dragon Gate. But this guy is serious. This guy is strong. This guy just wants to beat the living shit out of you. And that's just what we got. Like, it was just fun times. He's just leaning with his group, and I don't know, him and Shun Skywalker are just something that you don't expect to see right away, but you're happy when you do, because both these guys are magic, and Big Boss's new persona just pushes him over, where when he does win that not the Brave Gate, but once he wins the top title there, it's just something that people are going to have to reckon with. And
yeah,
I'm hoping I can turn into that guy. I'm almost done with the 3-month build, and then I'm doing the shredded thing, but I don't know if I'll get like him right away, but just some good stuff. We'll talk. Maybe we'll run a show. I know you close all weekend.
No, I open all weekend.
You open all weekend. So since I will be working on Saturday, maybe when you're off, and if the girls are out and about and I'm just home alone, maybe we'll talk some AEW, because this company has been off the fucking charts probably since June of 2025, all the way up to the last 2 months of Dynamites and Grand Slam Australia's. I want to give them kind of their own show. I know you're going to do a Monday Magic, kind of Puro on the other side show here within a day or so, but we definitely got to give All Elite Wrestling, Tony Khan some love, especially we haven't watched the Kenny Omega Swerve Strickland match yet. But the opening match, Ryan, I will say, I didn't want to tell you who the opponent was, but Jon Moxley.
Okay.
He has turned me into a fan. I'm loving the pseudo face on a heel stable.
Mm-hmm.
It's working, but ever since 6 to 8 months into the Death Rider gimmick, everything clicked. Leading up into the Hangman loss at All In Texas last July just works, and the storyline with the Death Riders of they're gonna turn on him, and it's been 7-8 months since that since that event.
Yep.
It works so perfectly as a unit, and Moxley as a wrestler, as the Continental Champion for All Elite Wrestling. I'm now becoming a full-fledged Jon Moxley fan.
Hell yeah.
It just took, I don't know. Well, I've always loved me some Dean Ambrose. I've always liked Moxley and respected him. Obviously, there's some, whatever shit from 4 years ago, but Moxley, I'm loving. I've respected him, like I stated. People put him on a lot of lists over the last few years, but fuck, man. He's just on another level right now. Will he ever get that vacation? I don't know. Maybe he's getting money instead of that vacation, but whatever you're doing, Mox, keep it going. I can't wait to talk to you about this match and what he did in Australia against Konosuke Takeshita.
Let me leave you with one last Dragongate take that I had for Uno Dos Tres. I wanted to say is one of two things I think is going to happen. I think Gajidoku wins that Warfare match with Big Boss getting the pin, and I think Yoshioka is going to beat Kikuta for the title. I think those two things are a guarantee.
Okay.
What I'm wondering is March 3rd is the next Korakuen show. Does Big Boss immediately challenge Yoshioka and they wrestle at Dangerous Gate and you belt up Shimizu and continue the Gajidoku? Or does Gajidoku turn on Kikuta and Gajidoku that just gets kicked to the curb and you start a new thing with Big Boss as the leader?
Ooh, I think that would be the way to go. You got it. I mean, it's in the name. Come on. Because
then you could, in theory, if you wanted to patch it up, you could put Kikuta then as a baby face with Yoshioka and back in D-Courage.
Oh.
And so it gives them something else. And then you could take Luis Monte and put him in maybe Saipatra or Love and Peace, and now you got that cleaned up. Because I was thinking...
No, I don't want no Luis Monte and Love and Peace. I'm sorry. That's the Shaw and Ben K show.
So I was going to say, here's my hot take, is after Love and Peace lose both their titles, Ben K turns and he joins Big Boss and they reform Big Ben.
I mean, they're both shredded now.
Mm-hmm. And then Big Ben could run their own faction.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, what would you call that faction? The Roundabouts? Because Big Ben's around the roundabout. In jolly old England.
Find out next week on Undercover Brother. or Undercover Boss.
Well, as we learned, the E is still shit. AEW is kicking ass. The WWE fans are really dumb. New Japan is heading into the right direction, except for you, Aaron Wolf. We apologize.
Yeah.
It was nice knowing you.
Hail fellow, well met.
Booker T is the worst announcer. And it's time for Ryan to say good night.
Dude, Booker T got caught doing DoorDash on NXT. What the fuck, man?
Yeah.
Sorry. Good night, Ryan.
Yeah.